Hey everyone, it's Meridy here and welcome back. Today I am here with my first process video using the Powerhouse kit. I'm going to use the Limitless Kit and the Essentials Kit in this video, and I will provide links to all the products I use and the tools that I use in the description of this video. So you can find all of that information there. And first, let's just jump right in. I'm going to show you what I'm going to start with today. So today I have two pictures of my husband and son installing a ceiling fan in my son's room. The pictures are almost identical, so I'm probably just going to pick one of the pictures to use, I think. I'm not sure. And then I have one picture of my son in his room after we hung up some stuff on his walls because we remodeled his room. So I think I'm just going to use, I'm not sure. Let's put these off to the side and look at the other things I'm using, and then I'll make some decisions on that in a minute. So I pulled out of a few pieces of ephemera that I thought could work with the ceiling fan installation, like the drill, the pliers, the little tool belt. I pulled out a sheet of the 6x6 paper pad that I liked, that I thought goes with the paper and the pictures well. And then I'm going to use this sheet of paper from Paper Rose, Morning Memories B, and this is the V side. I'm probably going to use this side mostly. I've got a piece of white cardstock because I think that's going to be the base of my layout. I pulled this cardstock out of my stash. It does not come in the kit, but this may be the base of the layout, so I haven't decided that yet. And then I've got this sheet of paper from the Minte Mr. Fix-It line, which is cut aparts, and I plan on cutting pieces out of here and not using the base side. I'm planning on cutting pieces out of here and using them as embellishments. And then I've got my trim that came with this kit, which I may or may not use on this layout. I've got some of the cogs that came in the kit, the mini alphabets, and this awesome stencil. So I think the first thing I need to do is decide what I want the back of this layout to be, like the base part of this layout. I'm not worried too much yet about the embellishments that I'm going to put on it, but I do need to keep this in mind because if I'm going to do some mixed media or stencil work, that is going to make a difference with what paper I choose here. So, and I really want to use these cogs because they're working on a ceiling fan, so I think I am making that decision right now that the base of my layout is going to be a white sheet of cardstock. If you don't like using white cardstock for your base, you could do any color cardstock and have that be your base of your layout if you're following along with me right now. So then I think I need to narrow down these pictures and decide, you know, exactly what I am going to want to use. And to do that, I think I just need to kind of figure out how my layout is going to be placed on the page. And maybe I should use only 2 pictures. No, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use all 3 because I like the look on my son's face in these 2 pictures, and he's just really watching my husband trying to learn. So I don't know how to lay these out though. It's kind of like 2 different steps of the room, and kind of this one doesn't really have to do with the fan at all, but it does have to do with that we hung all this stuff up, and I don't want to make a whole nother page in my album just for one little picture here. So I'm going to find a way to make it work with all 3 pictures, I believe. Even if this one is just... get rid of all this. If I could just find a way to arrange the 3 pictures in like a grouping that I like, then I feel like I can build the background around that. Okay, I kind of like that arrangement. I think I'm going to keep it like that. So, then this paper, I really like this watercolory section a lot better than the stripes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut right here, and I'm gonna tell you the exact amount that I cut off. I'm gonna start by cutting off the branding strip. And I can save this because it's a pattern on the back. And then I'm going to cut 4 inches off of the side, the watercolory side. I'll just cut 4 inches, and then I can save this for another layout. Okay, and I like it this way so you can see even more of the watercolor look. Nope, I like it like this because it's a little bit visually heavier, this darker colors than these lighter ones. So I'm gonna put the heavier one on the bottom, towards the bottom of the page, I mean. And then this piece right here, both sides match, but I really like the way that this side matches better. And I might just leave it whole as a 6x8 sheet. I don't want it to take up a lot of the paper because I want to use the stencil over here. So I'm gonna try, I think I'm gonna cut some of this off because it just looks really big. So I'm going to cut off about 1.5 inches off of this end. So now instead of being 6x8, this is 6 inches tall and 6.5 inches wide. And I think that looks better to have my pictures like this. Yep, and I'm still getting to see a lot of this blue that I like in there. That's too similar to add on that side. And I don't like it up down there either. Nope, it's too similar. Right, do I want to put this strip down the side? No, I don't like that either. Okay, we'll get rid of all these little pieces of paper. I think I'm gonna have plenty of layers with the tags and things that I'm gonna eventually add here. And I think I even like that even better. Okay, so that's how the base of the layout is going to look. I think I'm gonna cut these 2 pictures down a little so that there's not so much blank ceiling in the picture. I just trimmed a little bit off the tops of them. I like that. Okay, so I've got the base going on here, and then I'm gonna take my stencil, and I think I'm gonna do stencil work right here, but then I'm also going to do a little bit up here. So I'm gonna have to move the stencil over and do a little more, but I don't know which direction I want the stencil to go. Oh, I like this, just like this. Okay, and then I want to use some of this like light blue color that's in this paper. It's similar to the light blue color that's in my pictures. So I'm gonna test the color on a piece of scratch paper, but I think I'm gonna grab Weathered Wood and maybe Stormy Sky, possibly. Yeah, let me grab some Stormy Sky. I'm gonna try both of those together and see how those look. And like I said, I'm gonna try it off to the side on a piece of scratch paper, because I do have quite a bit of light bluish gray in my photos. So that's why I'm pulling out this Stormy Sky color. Actually, this Stormy Sky color might be what I just go with. I'm not even gonna try the Weathered Wood. Nope. Weathered Wood looks really good with it too. It's a little more greenish gray, but I want to pull colors out of my picture, so I'm going to use Stormy Sky. Okay, and then I'm just going to move my pictures and everything out of the way so I can stencil on here, and I'm just going to lightly stencil, just ever so lightly. I'm not pushing too hard. You can do lots and lots of layers of color to make it darker, but if you push too hard, I'm afraid I'm gonna lift the stencil up off the page. And as you can see, I'm holding on to it very closely so it doesn't keep lifting. but it's looking really nice. So I'm gonna keep going over this, and I might add another color in here, but for now I'm just using this Stormy Sky color, and I'm gonna go over this whole stencil just like what I'm doing right here, and I will be right back. Okay, I got the whole stencil down. It's mottled, so it's a little darker in some places, a little lighter in some places. I like how that looks. I'm gonna add a little more up here using the same Stormy Sky color before I pull out any other colors to work with. So I'm just gonna do this. Let me make sure. Yep. And then I'm just gonna do the exact same thing up here. Just really lightly, and then sometimes I can get a little darker by putting more and more layers. So it's a mottled look. So I'll be back when I finish this little section right here too. Okay, so I finished that little section, and then I'm gonna do a little experiment here on scratch paper before I do it on my real paper. So I'm gonna pretend like this is my real paper, because when you're using mixed media, like I just play and I don't really know what I'm gonna do next. So I wanna test on scratch paper before I make a mistake on my real one. And I think I wanna use a little of this embellishment mousse, but I'm not sure if it's just gonna be overkill and way too much. So I'm just gonna have to try it, but that's why I'm using scratch paper. And I wanna overlap a little of what I did already. So let me get, and this might look horrible and I might not put this on the layout. I won't know until I look and see. And I think I'm gonna have to use quite a bit of this to make it fill in the spots. This might be too much. Yeah, and it's covering up too much that I don't want. This is not, no, I like that, but not over the back of this. So I am not going to do that. We'll use that on another layout though, because I really like it. And I like the way it is eventually going to look through the stencil, actually. So instead of that, I think I should just get another color of ink, and I'm going to use tea dye. And again, I'm going to use this side of the stencil so I don't have to keep washing it right now while I'm testing. So let's pretend like this is my stencil work that I've got on my layout, and let's see how overlapping with tea dye looks. Okay, so if I just go real light with this, overlapping the blue while I'm making a, I don't really like it overlapping. So, you know, I think I'm just gonna keep the Stormy Sky. So we learned a little something right now. I don't like mixing this stencil and then another direction. Okay. So we will set the stencil off to the side because that's all the stencil work that we're going to use on this layout. And I'm going to go ahead and start adhering things down. So I'm going to adhere down this one. Oh, before I get too far, I do want to put water splatters over this because it really makes a cool effect on these. So the water splatter on this ink, because the ink is activated by water, the Distress Oxide ink pads. And what it does, I'm just splashing with a little mini mister bottle here, which I'll have linked. I get them from Amazon. Okay. And then I'll take the towel and pull some of it up. But it just adds a little dimension in there to the ink. It kind of lifts and makes it almost have a watercolory effect. I don't even know if you can see it very well on camera. And next I'm gonna use Mica Mist, Nuvo Mica Mist in Silver Smoke and add a few splatters. And I'm just gonna do this before I adhere anything down, so I don't have to try to do this with my pictures on it. So I know my pictures, or I know that these three little parts are gonna show up well. So, okay, we got all those splatters on. I'm not worried about splattering right here because this is right where my pictures are gonna cover up. And I'm gonna have to let this dry for a few minutes before I start adhering anything else on this layout. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, my mist is almost dry, and you can tell now that it's very silver and not so gray like it looked before. It's like metallic-y silver. So let's get the rest of these things down. This one I'm going to adhere right there. And then I think I need to mat my photos, or I want to mat my photos. So, and I think I want to mat them. Oh, in what color? I might mat them with like very thin black. Let's see how that might look. Just got a little scrap of black here so I can kind of see. Yeah, I think I want to mat them in black because this is a really masculine layout and it can handle the dark. So let me get a sheet of black cardstock and go ahead and mat these three photos and I'll be back. Okay, so I just matted them with a very thin sheet of black cardstock. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere them down, but I'm gonna be careful not to put adhesive all the way to the edge of the pictures because I might want to slip ephemera or tags or something underneath. And then we can start playing with embellishments here in a second. Okay, I've got these tags and I'm gonna go ahead and hole punch, just with an office hole punch, the hole out of the center of this one. And then I am gonna punch a hole out of the center of this one, but I'm gonna line these two up to know exactly where I want that hole to be punched. And do it in the exact same place. Okay. And I'm not sure how I want to do this because I want these tools and stuff to show. But I think I'm gonna cut this one in half so the tools I can use as a separate part. And I'm not sure how, because I also don't want to cover up all of my my stencil work on the background. Oh, we kind of like it over there. Okay. And then I've got this guy with the pliers. And that might go up there. All right. So let me get some of these other things that we have here. My title. I think I should start planning what my title is and where it's gonna go. I'm kind of literal with my titles sometimes. So the only thing I can think of is ceiling fan installation, which I do not want to title it that. I want to title it something a little bit better, like learning the ropes, or learning from dad, or I don't know. So I'm kind of all over the place here. I do want a couple cogs to look like they're almost blending in from the background with the foreground here. Yeah, I like that. And then maybe just one little one to even out the, like almost like a triangle. That's too far off the page. That looks okay. I think it is gonna look best. That's a little too far over. I think it might look best right there, but maybe I'll try a different type of cog. Which one should I try here? I kind of like the little one. Yeah, I like that little one. So I'll stick with that. But I do want to color these cogs, I believe. Still worrying about my title. I think I do want to place my title somewhere in here. I already have the drill on there, but I might put this drill, this different one on there, and maybe a drill bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna go off camera and put, I'm gonna fussy cut this drill and this drill bit out, and maybe one of these electrical outlets. So I will do that and be right back. Alrighty, so I cut out the electrical outlet, the drill and the drill bit, and then I also cut out this, like, I don't know if it's supposed to be electrical tape or what, but I have so many circles on this layout that I decided not to use this one. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this is the tag. I'm gonna cut out this tool belt and fussy cut that out so I can use this on my layout as well, since I already cut it off the bottom of this tag right here. All right, now I can try to place these around. I'm thinking of placing one coming out of here somehow down there, so it's kind of overlapping off of my layers there. And then the drill bit itself, I wonder if I can use it in my title, like to kind of line my title up. And this tool belt, I think I'm gonna pop it up there. I'm gonna start adhering things down because I'm still trying to figure out what to title this layout. And I am still gonna color some of these cogs. Picking up this one right here, and I'm gonna use a little of this rose gold metallic paint, and I'm just gonna color one side of it, or paint one side of it, and see how it looks before I go paint all of them. And make sure it still is showing up nice on the page. And I'm just kind of blotting this on with one of my little stencil brushes to get it covered with paint. But I think this color is gonna look nice. I think it's still gonna show up nice on the page. It's not gonna blend too much into the background. Oh no, it looks nice. It's very similar to the raw wood color, so I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and color all of these this color, and I'll be right back. Okay, I had an idea as I was coloring them that maybe I wanna color two of them in this stormy sky color instead of the rose gold color. So I think I'm gonna color these two, and I'll just start with one side. I'm just gonna rub it right on the ink pad. Oh yes, I like it. That's good. Now I think I want this one to also be that gray color. So let's color this one. Yeah, I like it. Alrighty. And then I think I can start adhering these down. also. And while I'm working, I'm still trying to think of a title because I still don't know. And this one I'm gonna pop up on foam tape, this little tool belt. And then the cogs I am gonna adhere down with Eileen's tacky glue because I feel like this adheres wood nicely, but I am gonna do this on my hand because I don't want this to be all goopy when I lay it down. So I just do that and blot off a bunch of the glue, and then it's not like oozing out all over the place. Okay, I think that I should title this Learning from the Best, because I haven't adhered this one down if I want to use it in conjunction with some of the words of my title, but I'm not sure if I have enough alphabets to do that, so I'm going to count and make sure before I actually start doing it. I've changed my mind. It's not going to be Learning from the Best. It's going to be called Room Remodel, because that's what this is, and there's other pictures besides just the fan. So I wanted my title to work across the board. So it's going to be called Room Remodel. Okay, so now this is my title. And since the title isn't giant, like it doesn't need its own little space all alone, I'm gonna somehow tuck it in with these embellishment clusters. Like I think I might tuck it right up in there. So I am gonna make this be like what it's sitting on. Room Remodel. Yep, I think I'm gonna do just that. So I'm gonna get this adhered down, and then I'm gonna adhere those letters down. And when I adhere these little alphabet letters, like, I don't know what it is, guys. There's never enough adhesive on the back of alphabets, no matter where I get them from. Especially puffy ones, they're just so like rigid. So I just like to add a little bit of extra adhesive all the time so they don't pop off my page like when it's in the album and people are flipping through the album or in coming years. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of adhesive to the back of each letter, and I will be right back when I get this title all the way down. Okay, got that title down. I've got this layout almost complete, but I want to do a couple more things right here. So you can see I've got these rose gold little cogs going on. I think I want to add a little bit more of that color, like especially down in here. So I've got a few different colors of finishing touches that I pulled, oh, and sequins that I pulled from what we have in this store. And I think I'm going to add a couple of these, I think they're called copper in the store, because I want that color down here. So I'm just going to add a couple down there, but then I don't want to just add them to only one place either. So I'm going to add some all over the layout, but let's see what we've got here. And I'm not even sure, maybe I'm going to add a couple of these gray ones too. Let's see how this looks. So I've got, maybe I should make a mix of the colors instead of just 3 of the same color. Just play around and see. I do like using these, and I haven't used them lately. These finishing touch pearls, I love them. I, 'cause I think I might use them. I think they're called copper. 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 I think they're called c think I want these to be down there. Yeah, I like them spread out around the little cogs, not just in a little tiny grouping of themselves. Grab another large one here. I just like to try different placements before committing. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down. I'm gonna use the art glitter glue to do that and my little tool here. But this wraps up this layout. I might, if I had the little packaging twine that came with your kit, I think I would tie that through these two tags and just a knot, but I do not have any of that packaging twine yet. I might go in and add it. I'm getting some. Paula is sending it to me so that I can do that. But you guys all got it with your kit. Like it came, your kit comes wrapped with packaging twine around it. So you guys already have that. So that's the only thing that I might change about this layout, you know, off camera later, is add a little bit of that twine in there. Wow, guys, I am having hard times picking this up. But thank you so much for watching. If you're inspired by this layout, either to make a layout with this kit or with your own supplies or with another kit, but you're inspired by the layout that I made here, we would love to see it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group, and I will link that in the description. I just want to do one more thing because it is I'm thinking I need to add a little detail around the edges of this, and I'm going to do my little scribbly line like this. But thank you so much for watching, and I will be back in a few days with another process video using more pieces of the Powerhouse kit, and as I work my way through it this month, yeah, I hope to have lots of videos for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.